First of all, we have to remember that this year is the 110th anniversary of Casimir Punk's discovery of vitamins. And the concept of vital amine, so essential nutrients for a good health. And he focused in the study of vitamin T deficiency disease. And he stated that we will speak of beriberi and discover vitamin, which means a substance prevent that special disease, but just for a good health, not for the best health that we can have. And then he launched Oscodol, the first vitamin preparation accepted by the American Medical Association. And Oscodol means os to bones, co from co-vitamins, D from vitamin D, A from vitamin A, and L from lozenge, meaning pastille. So, what is the structure of thiamine? Is that one? And then we have to know that it has some fundamentals and indispensable roles in energy metabolism. And it is core factor for oxidative decarboxylation and transcatalysis reaction, some important reactions in the body. And its absorption occurs mainly in the small intestine by two mechanisms, a saturable one at low physiological concentration and the diffusive one at much more higher concentration. And about deficiency, how can we understand about deficiency of this vitamin? Here we have to think about the form of food that we eat. So there is an augmented risk of thiamine deficiency due to famine. It's okay, of course, but from reliance on staple crops. So a nutrition based on staple crops with low thiamine content will tend to cause a thiamine deficiency, or even the food preparation manner, such as milling grains or washing mealy rice. And the most important recommendation for me is that one of National Research Council of the USA, per 1,000 calories in the day. And it's recommended that never be less than 1 milligrams per day, even if the person has a strict diet, a restricted calories diet, but 1 milligrams is the last recommendation from the National Research Council. And why this is so important? This is important because carbohydrate and protein calories more closely represent the total calorie intake of people in developed countries today. And this fact may result in a necessary of an increase in the thiamine required per 1,000 calories. So if you eat a lot of carbohydrates, like hyphenated carbohydrates, sugars, and stuff like that, you will need more vitamin to metabolize these nutrients. And then high refined simple carbohydrate malnutrition can cause initial symptoms of beriberi. So now we have the vision. Even if you eat a normal diet, but it's high content of refined and simple carbohydrate, you will need more of B1 vitamin. And recently, reversible autonomic dysfunction is associated with high calorie malnutrition. Today, we eat a lot of food, but less vitamins and important nutrients for our health. And this means that we can be starting malnutrition dysfunctions in the children's, in the people of the world. And then we have to think about statistics. And I like too much of this phrase, this of Richard Petto, that he said, lack of evidence of benefit in one particular subgroup is not good evidence of lack of benefit. So, Casimir Funk discovered the vitamin and some of the functions of vitamins, but in just a subgroup. It's the intention was just to prevent beriberi and scurvy, but not to get a very good nutrition, a very good food that can be associated with improvement of the mental health of the people. So, what's about mental health and thiamine? Researchers analyzed 36 non-dement people admitted to an acute geriatric unit. They weren't diagnosed with thiamine deficiency in life. But then, when they analyze marginal deficiency of thiamine, 31% of this group had a marginal deficiency. And a definite deficiency, a high one deficiency for 17% of the group. This is the reference here. So if we have marginal deficiency, high deficiency spectrum, and then we think about the TDP dependent enzymes. TDP is the active form of thiamine in the body, the form that function in the reactions. If we think that these TDP dependent enzymes are involved in the synthesis and metabolism of several neurotransmitters, such as glutamate, GABA, acetylcholine, we can think that this deficiency could be an important factor in mental health. And then in animal studies, they prove that cats develop aggressive reflexor behavior when just a marginal thiamine deficiency is induced experimentally. And then we will enter in the paper that we write. So, roll off the synthetic B1 vitamin named sulbutiamine on health, a paper that I and Pedro Carrera Bastos and Lucian Bettendorf published in 2020. And then let's see what is the structure difference of sulbutiamine first. First, this one, it's basically two sulbutiamine, sorry, basically sulbutiamine are two molecules of thiamine that had an open thiazolium ring, just a biochemical information here, but linked to a disulfide bridge. So it's a form of thiamine, of a synthetic thiamine with two molecules bond, and in the body it will do the work of thiamine with little difference about tissues and something like that, but a very good function for a thiamine synthetic form. And then we have to think about what the research has showed to us. It has modulatory effects on glutamatergic and dopaminergic central neurotransmission. A very important thing for mental health. It is capable of enhancing attention and memory formation. Another one to mental health. And it has anti-fatigue effect in the first 7 days in women suffering of post-infection asthenia, a specific case, and in multiple sclerosis patients in treatment. The chronic use decreases social inhibition associated with the perceived event. And they show that sulbutiamine has some improvement in nerve sign parameters in type 2 diabetes patients suffering from polyneuropathies, and a 50 improvement in the index of erectile function in patients suffering from cavernous arterial dysfunction. What is the main point here? That a supplementation with sulbutiamine has the capacity of restoring some functions of the body in states of high energy demand. That's the very important point here. And it proves that sulbutiamine can be a coadjuvant in treat the mental health of people. Even in cases of some necessity for restore the proper function of the body, and we have to think about the deficiency. Not could be excluded that deficiency of thiamine can be a trigger for a not very good mental health. But as many or the most common drugs and supplementation, we have to remember there are some mild side effects that I can't explain here, but you can find it in the paper. And this is my presentation. Here the paper, and if you want to ask me some questions, you can write me in the bernardostarling@gmail.com.br. And if you want to talk to me